Good Sunday evening to you all out there. Welcome into another episode of the Barking Brown Show. I'm Jacob, Mr. Casey Kitteman, and Nick Carnes down below. We're brought to you as always by our friends over at SeatGeek. If you want to get some tickets, start of the season's 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away, literally. Like, the game will have already ended 2 weeks from as we sit right now. So it's 2 weeks away. Get your tickets. Use our promo code Barking Browns, all one word. Get $20 off that first purchase. If you're checking us out anywhere but YouTube, please go to the YouTube, youtube.com/ at the Barking Browns. Give us that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Helps us out a ton. We're a little over 1,200 followers. I got a giveaway coming at 1,500. So we got a giveaway coming at 1,500 on YouTube. So make sure you get over there. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm good, man. Had a great day yesterday. I didn't get to watch the game live. I got to catch up, and there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. Got up today, went on a hike with my wife. That was awesome to get up out in nature. And I think we're going to make this a every Sunday thing is what she says. We'll see if she gets up that early and it holds true. But I'm looking forward to Sundays, baby. You know, get a hike in, get to watch some Browns football. Let's talk about it.
I like it.
I'll tell you what, I got to see a friend I haven't seen in a long time. Awesome. And we spent the weekend together, and we watched some Browns football, which, honestly, hey, let's talk about the big deal here. They're 3-0. They finished the preseason undefeated. That was fun. And you know what? I just can't believe that we're 2 weeks away, man. Can't really believe we're 2 weeks away. Like, I don't know. I'm coming up on a year of living here now. Jacob helped me move in November. And I don't know where that time went, and I blinked, and we're back to real bullets flying, Joe Burrow football in a couple weeks.
It's always funny because, like, we always talk about, like, oh, there's no off season, but then we also say the off season's too long, and then next thing, you know, it's like there's these oxymorons, and then we flip around, and all of a sudden. That reminds me, I've got to email Chef Brian. He wants to make me a case for my Chubb jersey, and he keeps getting mad at me that I don't eat donuts. So I just remembered that, so we'll get you. If he comes in the comments tonight, I'll have to make sure I get that email address just to be sure. But you know, it's still just ends up sneaking up on you. Right? Like, it's hot, it's summer, you're doing your summer thing. You're like, oh man, you know, in a couple of months, they're going to be cutting this roster down. And can this guy make it? And can this guy make it? And next thing, see, there he is. Is it just Chef Brian K at Gmail? That's what I need to know. Is that the email? Just
put his info out there. Everybody's going to be emailing him dick pics now. Let's go get out of control.
Yeah, I do too. Hold on. This is a nice one. Oh, sorry, I hit it at the same time. Let me try it again. Oh, damn it.
That works too, though.
Everyone quit hitting the same comment.
That would work too. I'm not touching anything. I'm hands off tonight.
I did love that Kevin didn't wait to say that Huntington made the team. It's at AOL. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I did. I like that. That was something that was something that was really cool. That they did. Let's start with Aiden Huntington, right? Let's start with the guy that he's got 50,000 unread emails. He doesn't care if anybody sends him more emails, Casey.
That's fair. I think we all do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think that fits me too.
My work email is kept up, but like my Gmail, no. There's thousands in there. But yeah, let's talk about Aiden Huntington, man. Like, this is a guy. I know Pete Smith at the OBR was on him very early.
Very early.
And it was really funny because he had talked about him a little bit, and then I always love to look at a handful of UDFAs that could make the roster, right? And so I wrote an article a couple months ago, and this was after Pete had done a film room on him, or was in the process of doing it, and I looked at three guys that could make the roster, and Donovan McMillan was one of them, but Aiden Huntington was the one where I was like, dude, this guy had like a 9.8 or a 9.9 route.
Yeah, his rise
at 280 pounds, 280, 85, somewhere between 280 and 290. I'm not sure where he's actually living. This dude is making plays on kick coverages, on punt coverages.
Yep.
And he lived in the backfield. 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss yesterday. And I know it's not always been against the starters or anything like that, but it's just like when he's out there with their undrafted free agents and stuff, he does not look like he's an undrafted free agent. This dude is a freak athlete. And the first play of the game, he played fullback. I'm sorry, the first play of the offensive.
Yeah.
On offense, he also played fullback. A 280-pound fullback who has that kind of explosive athletic ability. Goodness gracious, dude, this dude is a freak. And I know they'll need to bring him on a little bit slow and whatnot and that kind of thing, but like, what a feel-good story from Tulane, right? Like a dude who just worked his ass off and more than earned his roster spot.
We spent the entire draft cycle kind of like thinking what could be about this player that could affect the ball on both sides. And it turns out we got him as an undrafted free agent. And it's not just two sides. He's doing special teams too. You know, this dude's a fullback. I expect him, I don't think he just made the team. I think he's part of your rotation.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Jacob, I think you said that the other day. I mean, you got to find, even, it could just be a handful of snaps at first, but he's going to affect the game when he's out there, man. And on special teams, he has the opportunity to make the Pro Bowl as a special teamer. That's how good he's been so far in specials. And I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to carry right over, dude. He's a beast. Feel good story. And I think I finally get my wish. I doubt he stays in 66. I think that after cut downs, I think we can get this guy in a better jersey, please. Because I like, the Huntington Bank Field stuff. What do you want him to be? It's a good question. I'm going to have to see the cut downs first and see what's available.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, it's like stud, feel good story. The fact that they announced that this, like, they're so happy for him and what he's done that Stefanski did that already. And we've been here
do that sort of thing.
We've never seen this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Awesome for him, man. Celebrate and enjoy it. But it's time to get to work, and you're part of one of the deepest defensive line groups in the league. Go make your mark, young man.
You see why the Browns were willing to trade Juwan Briggs, which, I mean, I saw Baldy, do a breakdown of Aiden Huntington, and Juwan Briggs quote tweeted it, and that was pretty cool. I imagine they were friends, and that was nice to see. But I think the thing during that breakdown, one of the clips he highlighted is a play where Huntington he's pass rushing and he has his left knee on the ground, and he just seamlessly picks his knee up off the ground as he's being pushed and just continues to round the corner. Like something where like you freeze it and you look at it and you say the knee's on the ground, he's going to get pushed over. Yeah. And and I just watched him do that, and I'm like, well, my knees don't work like that anymore. But just the ability to maintain power and speed while getting into that position is such a trait that I just don't think you see very often to so seamlessly do so. And I know it's one play, but it was really exciting to see. And when they used him at fullback, I was like, man, they love it was always Nick Harris, right? Mm-hmm. They love having that guy in that role in Stefanski's offense. And it's like, if he can do that too, you're just making yourself more indispensable, which is obvious because they, like you guys said, they've never done this before. So it's a feel-good story. It's exciting. It's somebody, making the most of his opportunity. And I think, there's a lot of discussion about Andrew Berry's draft classes, but he has found contributors, whether it's Ronnie Harrison, whether it's Mamu Diabate, whether it's now Aiden Huntington. We'll see what things have for him. But there's a bunch of guys that he's been able to find later in the rounds that have contributed to your football team, and that's a really valuable trait to have in a GM.
UDFA's period, like Huntington, D'Anthony Bell, who's moved on, but D'Anthony Bell was a very good special teamer, and he got a decent contract for what for a guy that was the first guy from was it East Carolina? Did he go to East Carolina? I believe he was East Carolina because he was the first. He was the first guy from that school to ever make an initial 53-man roster when he made it a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it couldn't be East Carolina.
Well, David Garrard's who I thought of when you said East Carolina, ECU Pirates.
Bill knows. Bill. Where did D'Anthony Bell go to school?
I think it was a Florida, like a Florida Atlantic or a Florida.
I thought it was like an East or a West. I don't know.
It's something Florida.
Well, he'll tell
But
us.
I don't have the specifics because it's a directional Florida. That's what I'm going with.
I do believe it. Yes, it's directional. I know that part. I know that it's directional. West Florida. Boom. There you go. Case is right. West Florida.
There it is.
That's what he said. That's what Bill comes in. Boom. I knew he knew. I knew Bill knew. So it's just, but and then like you said, Ronnie Hickman's there. Huntington now, Diabate. Yeah. Like I think Larvadan should make the roster. It's just funny those day 3 and I just think he's gotten better at that. Just kind of he just hasn't had the high picks and stuff. But hey, who's a let's transition away. Let's talk about a 5th round pick that looks really good. Let's talk about Jamari Thrash real quick. I had this conversation. Maybe it was with you, Casey. It was either. To be fair, Jacob said it was some type of direction east or west. That's true.
Yep.
We were together. We just were both in a little bit slightly. Yeah, we were going to find it. We were going to find it.
Our powers combined, we're still not Bill Sparks. He knew.
Still not Bill Sparks. Damn it. Nobody's Bill Sparks. Like I think I say this all the time. I'm like I grind a lot of tape. Like when it comes to the draft, even this time of year, I grind a lot. Not as much right now. A dude makes me look like a infant when it comes to tape grinding. Like this dude he's insane. Bill's great. If you're not following Bill, it's at Spark Scouting. Go follow his Substack. Lots of great stuff over there on Substack. He's at Spark Scouting. Jamari Thrash. I talked to Brad about this, Brad Ward, and I think I've talked to you about it, Casey. When we did the 53-man roster prediction, which by the way, I'm already down like 3 fucking picks. If you missed that, me and Casey put a 53-man roster prediction bet on the line that we dropped on Friday here on our channel on Friday. I'm already down like 3. Jackson Barton's gotten cut. That was one of mine. Nick Needham, but I know you had Needham too.
I had Needham as well. And
there was someone else that I had that you didn't. I can't remember, but I'm down like 2 or 3 already. It's not going. It's just not going well. Let's just put it that way. It's just not going well for Jacob right now.
You guys were busy when I was gone.
Yeah, but Jamari Thrash makes me feel so much better about this room than I did a couple of months ago, because I think he looks like a bona fide slot receiver. Like, looks like that guy that gets you. What's he had most of these games? Like 40, 50 yards?
Yeah.
Like he's been in like that range. He's that 40, 50 yard guy who gets like he'll have one play that's like 15 or 20 yards. Like, and he'll create some after the catch, and he'll find a way to get 5 or 6 touchdowns on the year. Things like that. But he looks like a bona fide starting slot corner or slot receiver, your number 3 guy, who can go out there and get you 40, 50, 60 yards, create easy targets because of his, I think, short area quickness off the line of scrimmage. And I think he's a pretty good route runner too, personally. And I think he could create after the catch, but like Joe Flacco loves those guys that get open quick and create after the catch, right? Like David Njoku had crazy numbers with Joe Flacco. Of course, Harold Fannin already getting his first Joe Flacco touchdown.
Like that.
Oh.
Flacco and tight ends, man.
Flacco and tight ends, and I think Thrash also fits the role of the kind of guy. And I also think Jerry Jeudy's going to have a massive year with David. But whatever. But I'm starting to get to the point where I'm looking at these pass catchers and the way Joe Flacco operates and the way they can create after the catch. I think Thrash had another good game. And I do not think this wide receiver group is the worst wide receiver group in the NFL. And a couple of months ago, even though I said I didn't think it was that bad, you could have easily made a case for it. And I think several guys have stepped up, and they have some really tough decisions to make in that room.
Thrash has done what we've wanted all these mid-round guys that ABs went out and do. He took this step. He made the, you know what I mean? There's a definite difference from where he was last year and where he is this year. Now he's made himself undeniable. He's earned playing time. Now, most of that will probably come in through wide receiver sets, especially early in the season. And going into the year, to your point, Jacob, it was like Jerry Jeudy has some question marks. And then and two tight, and 12 personnel. We knew there's going to be a lot of 12 personnel, and hopefully that mitigate the need to not have a ton of wide receivers. But Thrash, and one thing I would like to point out, man, dude has been fearless at the catch point.
Yes.
He is not shying away. He's catching it far from his body. You know what I mean? And especially as a slot receiver, that's hard to do, man. You're put in a lot of compromising positions. You're patrolling the middle of that field, and you're not the biggest of guys. But he also looks bigger. I'll say that too. Looks bigger from where he was last year. Like he's definitely put in the work, and it showed, man. It does make me feel better about the room. And I know that there's been a recent swell of Deontay Johnson's got to go. I don't think so. I think he makes this team, and I think that he gives you a floor. I think he could be a floor to this team. But Jamari Thrash is a very playable piece, and he could work himself by the end of the season. He could be one of your receivers in 12 personnel. If he just keeps going the way that he's going. So it's, yeah, man, I'm into it. And this also raises the bar of expectations for these other mid-round guys that are hanging around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
I just like seeing the progression from the draft picks, because we touched on this a little bit, but there's a lot of discourse surrounding Andrew Berry, and I get that. But you look at especially this year's class and the promise that they're showing, but last year's class came under a lot of fire, and there's a lot of guys that I would say, it's like you draft Zach Zinner fresh off of a leg injury, and you draft a 5th round wide receiver. How not many of those guys are going to be Puka Nacua, right? But you take guys that you believe in, that you think you can develop, and and Kevin Stefanski as well has taken a lot of fire for his development, or according to some, lack thereof. And so as you see these guys starting to contribute a little more and look like they're progressing, it's a nice endorsement. That's a reminder from the noise that is out there that, like, these guys might know what they're doing. And that to me is probably the most exciting thought of all, because every one of these preseason games has been exciting, and you've had different guys take the spotlight in every one of them. And I think for me, it's just an endorsement that there is talent here, despite what a lot of people think. I know it's preseason football, I get that, but you still want to see guys playing well, and I think you are.
Yeah, for sure. I've steered the boat on the first two guys. Is there someone, Casey, that you want to talk about? You want to highlight? Good or bad?
Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of brushed on it, but I think we need to really examine what Harold Fannin Jr. could be in this offense, man, and what they already trust him to do now versus how much that role could grow over time, man. And we just think about, and last year as being the anomaly when they switched offenses out, but every other year under Stefanski, even all the way back to Minnesota, my man loves 12 personnel. And to get a player that, and it's unfortunate that the most versatile chess piece in chess is the queen, because Andrew Berry said he's the queen of the chessboard. But it is true. I mean, he's that guy where his alignment versatility allows you to do all kinds of wacky things that could provide mismatches, and his ability, his catch range. You see, he high points that fearlessly right across the end zone. You know what I mean? Running that deep slant like that, that end breaker. Flacco already loves tight ends. He loves big body targets who can really, give him a good catch radius, give him a target to throw to. And I just think that being able to spread him out, man, we're going to see a ton of that. We're going to get to see a ton of this man on the field as a rookie. And it's not often that we see a rookie tight end really have huge roles, Like, you can count on one hand the rookies that have come into this league and really had a decent size target share. I think that Fannin could. And I could even see a world where Fannin leads this team in receiving touchdowns. I think that's a distinct possibility, just based on Flacco's proclivity to throw to tight ends and just his alignment versatility, and the fact that you already got David Njoku on the inline the teams have to respect. So he's going to get the second linebacker. He's going to get safeties coming up. Teams are going to have to experiment on how to deal with this dude in the slot, and then you can just pivot away. I think it's going to be huge.
Did you notice that what happened on that? That was an alert play. like Joe Flacco read that coverage and read it and looked to Harold Fannin, alert on the post, and was letting him, hey, I want to fit this in a tight window here, but like it's going to be open, and bang, bang, it was open, and it was a touchdown. And, it's awesome, man. Like for Harold Fannin, like he was an H-back, do everything kind of player. There's a question about the running back room. We're going to get to that. Thomas, I see your question, but we will get to that. Yeah, man, you said it. How much could he handle? That's what everybody's been saying, right? Like, how much could he handle? Because he was an H-back in college, and all of a sudden we saw him all over the field. And I don't know, man. It seems like they put a lot on his plate, and so far he's at least responded well enough for them to continue to put that on his plate.
He's eating.
So, you guys want some banana bread?
Oh,
there you go.
Love a little banana bread.
It's got chocolate chips in it.
I can't have any of that stuff, but I appreciate the fact that you can, and I'll live vicariously through you.
I'll tell you what, man. Just seeing Flacco still throwing those types of routes, seeing the cannon alive and well, that's what you like to see, man. And I'm glad. You know what? Like, I get it. I am already prepared for Joe Flacco. All anybody can talk about. Nobody talks about how Joe Flacco had a winning record with the Browns in a season that he was left for dead. It leads him to the playoffs when everybody was having a funeral the day after Deshaun Watson's injury was announced. Nobody fresh off the couch didn't,
including me. Just so we're clear, I was having a meltdown because Watson had just looked like a. Yeah. He had made the team look like a Super Bowl contender against the Ravens in that second half, especially. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, they're like, by the way, suck a dick. He's out for the year. So I was one of the ones having a meltdown.
Right.
I was actually advocating to start DTR over Flacco. I remember that vividly happening and being like, I give the young kid a chance. And it's like, or you could give Stefanski an avatar on the field and just let this thing rip.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So all anybody seems to be able to talk about is those turnovers. But what made that run special is like Joe's willing to put it and give his guys a chance. He's willing to put it in those tight spots and to give the rookie a chance, give Fannin a chance, and kind of start to build that momentum. And everybody on this show, and I know on all the other fun shows you guys do, you've been talking about Harold Fannin, and so it's a nice little payoff to that hype. And so we'll see where it goes, but I like it. I like that he trusted Harold, and I like that he's still willing to sling it. He looks good, man. Like, I mean, everybody talks about how old Joe Flacco is and is ready for him to fall off the cliff, and nobody uses the same narrative for Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't seem like. So I don't know. I think Joe Flacco can still play. I think he can still play, and he'll give the Browns a chance to win Week 1.
Jim wants to know if Whedon's still trapped under that flag.
I don't know.
That still might be one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
He did, but
I'd also say I have no idea why he went there. That offensive system with Shane Steichen was in no way suited for Joe Flacco to run it. I have no idea why.
We have to acknowledge at some point that like Casey just said, the Joe Flacco and Kevin Stefanski work. They work. It doesn't matter. It's a fit here. It's an avatar of Kevin Stefanski on the field, as Casey said. So I don't care what he did in Indianapolis. What I see is it works here.
He didn't get benched by Anthony Richardson. He got benched by the fact they spent such a high draft pick on Anthony Richardson, and they couldn't just give up on him that easy, or they would have, trust me, those receivers in Indy would have put up bigger numbers with Flacco. There's no question about it. Would they have won anything? Probably not, because like Jacob said, that wasn't a fit. This is a fit. It's an obvious fit. Doesn't mean it's going to work for the whole season. Doesn't mean Joe can stay healthy. I don't know. Hell, dude, I'm going to live one game at a time, but I know you're going to have a chance to win every game that he starts. Like, he'll either keep you in it, or he might even keep the other team in it. Hell, I don't know, but you're going to be explosive on offense.
Stavros.
Yeah. It's worth it for that.
Dude, it's worth it for that too, yeah. But no, I was listening to him on I think it was on Part of My Take. I think is who he was talking to this week. And he was just talking about, he's like, you're never out of it with Joey Flacco. He's like, you're never out of it with Joey Flacco. What did he say? He said, whenever Joe throws the touchdown, there's a chance, or whenever he throws the ball, there's a chance that it's an insane throw that only 2 people on the planet can make. It sails 5 yards over his head, or it's a touchdown the other way. And you have an opportunity for that on every single freaking play. And it is true. It's true. On every single time he drops back, you could end up in some way or fashion being like, either good or bad, but you're going to make a face because he's probably going to do something outside of just dump. Yeah, he'll dump it off to Jerome Ford and that sort of thing, But
my favorite, the character that he plays, Ronnie, when he's talking about Flacco, yo. Yo. Like,
yeah, he's like, it's Joe Flacco. But he's all mad because, he's a Ravens fan. So he was all pissed. He's like, but of course it has to be for the Browns. He's like, it couldn't be for a different team for me. He's like, so for me personally, like, it sucks. Like, just because,
I think, can we talk about what MC just asked?
I didn't see it. Oh. Here's the thing. I'm in such a weird position here, man, because I've already lost the Jackson Barton thing. He's already been cut. So I've already lost that on our 53-man bet. For those that are not aware of the 53-man bet between me and Casey, it was on our show on Friday, which you can see the 53-man roster prediction that we made. And there's this box of sour candy that comes in levels 1, 2, 3, progressively gets a lot sourer. I've heard it's incredibly sour just on level 1. I had Dustin Hopkins. You had Andre Schmidt. There we go. And I want to be wrong, but I also don't want to eat sour candy.
Yeah. I think you eating sour candy is a small price to pay for us making extra points.
It's probably true.
Yeah,
that's probably fair. I know we owe Dustin Hopkins money, but it's not an amount that I'm willing to lose games over.
I will lose respect for AB if the only reason we keep Hopkins is because they paid him that money, because they owe him 2.13 or whatever it is. That is, or they refuse to eat that dead money. That is not worth losing games. You can't look the rest of the locker room. And we know that these games are going to come down to a kick every now and again. That's the nature of the game. And for every bit of juice that Hopkins gave us in 23, winning games and hitting 50-yarders, it simply is not there now. And there's a realization that you have to face when you go into these games. And sometimes, man, it's just you feel it. You watch these games, you know that the second that they miss that extra point, that's when come back to bite you in the ass. Like that's the way it goes, Yeah, so the fact that you got a guy who can be automatic, at least even in that range, even if I know he kicked a 60-yarder in pregame, right? We know he has the leg, but I'm not worried about him making 50-yarders. I'm worried about him not blowing the
all
game.
His kicks are down the middle. Even the kicks that Hopkins made yesterday almost squeaked out. And okay, I have it pulled up right now. The dead cap right now is $2.1 million. The dead cap next year is actually only $873,000 for the next 3 years. They would have $873 in dead money because it's a post June 1 cut. So they would actually lose 2.1 in dead money. They gained $720,000. Thank you, Chris. And then they'd actually would gain 2.6 in 2026, 3.5 in 2027, and 4.5 in 2028 on the cap if they cut him now, because it is a post June 1 cut. And man, I think Schmidt should be our kicker.
Listen, we talked a couple weeks ago about that 2023 season and how they walked off the Steelers, the Ravens, and I believe the Bears. There were 3 walk-off field goals that year. I can't remember if it was the Bears or not. But my point is, they don't make the playoffs if they don't make those field goals. Like, you can have as great of a team.
Well, they don't make the payoffs with this version of Dustin Hopkins. I'm just saying.
And because that's what I was trying to say. It's not just this game. It's been the whole preseason. He's looked shaky. If you remember back in Carolina,
even when he makes it, it's been shaky.
And you know what? We saw that with with guys before. It's like when you get the yips like that. We saw that with Cade York, man. Like they were trying to tell us that Cade York was going to work in Cleveland, and they were saying he's making the kicks in practice. He's making the kicks in practice. Well, he got to the game and he looked like a deer in the headlights out there, and none of his kicks looked good.
Mm-hmm. Is it Chris? Sorry,
I'm just not willing to take the risk. I'm not willing to take the risk. Love you, Dustin. Thanks for 2023. You're not there now. You're just not.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the Christopher that took a picture with you last year, Casey.
Oh, is this Chris Moats? What up, my guy?
I think so.
What up, man?
Because I think that was him that commented on our last video.
If it is, awesome, brother.
Thanks, Jeff. I got this Ash Ketchum hat here. It's a Pokemon hat. I only got paid like $25 for it on Amazon. It's really like cushy too. It's like really
got
nice.
a Pokemon set coming to you here 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, you found the holiday calendar set at his Costco, which has not been a set I've been able to track down. They've got 8 like Christmas themed promo cards with like including a Pikachu. So I'm a big Pikachu guy. I got the biggest Pikachu you can hit right now. It's the butthole Pikachu.
Ooh, baby.
The butthole Pikachu.
Because look, it's showing its butthole.
I hear you, man.
You see it? See it right there. Look at that.
That's
butt.
not what I thought we were going to get from today's show, but I'm not mad about it.
Get out of that Pikachu butt. All right.
Well, hold on. I have one thing to say about before we jump the kicker. The T-shirt possibilities of Schmidt happens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But nobody would know what it. Nobody that wasn't a fan would understand.
But that's who you're selling to anyway. These T-shirt companies in Cleveland are selling to us, so we would get it. It's spelled the way it's spelled, but it's pronounced Schmidt somehow. Just
there's a Z.
Put that out there.
There's a Z and a Y in there.
Oh yeah. All right. I think this leads us into a very positive talking point.
Sure. How dare you call me a hater on Dillon Gabriel?
Mm-hmm.
I have championed Dillon Gabriel since October. Let's be clear. And what I saw yesterday from Dillon Gabriel, I just saw like Coinlito? Is that how I say your name? He said pause, and that was probably around the time I was talking about buttholes.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing.
That really works. There you go, right there. So he showed me I thought he was exactly who I thought he was. He's fantastic in that 2-minute drill. That 2-minute drill, 9 of 11, just understood, hey, this ball has got to get out. It's got to be on time. I cannot take a sack. I cannot take a negative yardage situation because this is a 2-minute drill. Like, and they had 2 timeouts? Is that right? They had 2 timeouts when they began that drive. Josh, I'm correct?
I think they only had 1 because they burnt 1 right away.
Yeah, but I think they burned 1 when they got to like the 32. I'm pretty sure there was 2 of them.
When they started, okay. I'll take your word on it.
The drive, and they burned them both. 2. Okay, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Oh, no, I see what he's saying. He's saying 2 to 2.3 seconds, that ball was gone. Yeah. And that was what I've always thought about him is the elite process. And this is what the Browns have told us all along as to why he's been ahead of Shedeur Sanders. And it's what I was kind of screaming. I'm like, listen, he's a point guard. He's not an elevator, but he's a point guard. He will distribute the ball to his playmakers in space, throw a very accurate and catchable ball that also allows his players to make plays with the ball in their hands afterwards. And I thought he did that to perfection. 5 greatest preseason quarterbacks in Browns history, Dillon, and Dillon.
Dillon.
And DTR's up there who just got waived, but whatever. So it was like he showed you why he was Kevin's pick because he understood the offense, the groove, where he needed to go, rhythm, timing, understood, it wasn't necessarily a 2-minute drill, but like he played plenty under center, bootlegs. I think that one to Jamari Thrash, he almost had it in the corner of the end zone when it was incompletion. Almost had that. I still think Caden Davis was about to come open, and I bet you on film rewatch, he's going to be like, son of a bitch, I have Caden Davis right there. I also think he could have ran
You leave the flashes alone.
I think he could have potentially ran it in from there. And I think I wonder about the hamstring. Is that still bothering him or whatever?
Yeah.
But overall, man, he was just smart. He was accurate. At one point, he ran out of the pocket so he could throw it away. Hit him in the chest thigh. Yeah, it did. Yeah, the one in the end zone. It hit him in the chest, thigh, and hands. He had a good – I think he was also out of bounds. I think one of his legs was out of bounds when he would have – if he had caught it about that time, his leg was rolling out of bounds. Mm-hmm. But I just thought, like, that – I thought yesterday that he was everything I thought he was. He's got an NFL arm to throw those out routes because he threw a lot of out-breaking routes on that drive.
Can I say something about those, though?
Are you going to talk – yeah.
Playing starters, if you're playing number ones, some of those corners will set on that and take those. Like those do worry me a little bit. I can't front some of those outbreakers. It's like I see what you're doing, and if you're a nanosecond earlier, you're probably safe. But there's corners that will let you throw that, sit on it, and then break. You know what I mean? So
and Joe Thomas
talked watch about going forward.
Joe Thomas even said it during the broadcast. He's like, he's thrown a lot of those. He's gone to that well a bunch of times. They're going to sit on it here.
Well,
but I'm just saying,
not the backups of the Rams, though. You know what I mean? Like you had your way with them.
But I'm just saying, I think he showed the zip and the arm strength and being able to drive the ball out there. Yeah, you can't live on outbreaking routes like that on a two. They're going to sit on him eventually, if not right away. But I just thought he was so decisive, comfortable. You could tell he was like confident in himself. And I thought he looked like a guy I'm comfortable making the backup quarterback over Kenny Pickett. That's what I thought about him yesterday. I'm not an elevator, but a smart, efficient, and he doesn't put the ball in harm's way very much at all.
I agree. I think that's the trajectory. I don't know if they agree. Like if they keep Kenny Pickett, I bet Kenny Pickett's the backup to start the season. If they carry him on the roster, I think he will get that spot. But I would be comfortable with Dillon Gabriel coming in a game. I don't know about mid-game is what I'd feel good about, but I'd feel that if he were to have to start a game, I think that Stefanski can scheme for him, and understands his skill set and can marry it properly. Like almost how we saw Hoyer in 2012 or 2013. Sorry, in 2013. When Hoyer all of a sudden it was Jason Campbell backing up Whedon. Whedon gets hurt. They bypass Campbell because of the start, and then they throw Hoyer in. I think it's kind of a similar situation to what we're looking at right now.
Okay, I can see that.
But I just think because they're going to let him develop more. They're not trying to rush getting him out there. If Flacco were to go down mid-game, if Pickett's there, that's probably if he is there. I don't know if he's going to be there. It's up in the air right now. I know that they're putting out the signal that they're kind of going to keep for, but if you were trying to entice somebody like the Raiders, who don't really have a backup quarterback right now, or looking for somebody with some experience,
that's what
you might see Pickett on the out. But if Pickett is on the roster, I feel confident that at least to start the season, he would be the de facto backup until Dillon surpasses him, and then gig.
I think there's a lot of interesting things at play here because the prevailing narrative from anybody who's watching Dillon Gabriel camp has been that he does not look like an NFL quarterback. And
is he better than the ball boy now, Daryl?
Yeah,
right. Daryl said that, right? So that's certainly something. And I will say that to me, I watched what Kevin was doing with Dillon Gabriel, and I felt like I was looking at less high-profile Baker Mayfield offense. Like Baker came with a lot of bravado. Dillon drives a minivan. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same. It's the same.
He's got a sponsorship with a minivan.
Good for him.
That's awesome.
Same boots that you see that Baker. Let Baker see down the field, right, and give him those lanes because Baker's taller than Dillon, but it's the same concept. Right, it's these guys are struggle more to see the middle of the field, and so you're just trying to get them out there in space. That boot was rough that one time, but what I'm saying is, Kevin has worked with Baker Mayfield, and I saw on Saturday the vision of and I'll tell you what here's the thing that I learned the most. I think I have come to so undervalue and unappreciate actual college reps and experience, because so many of these quarterbacks come into the NFL and they either have way low snaps overall or haven't played in a pro style offense or any of that. And so like I'm this is a preseason game, but I'm on the path to owing Kevin Stefanski an apology. We love you for that, because I could see the benefits of those experiences. Step up, know where you're going with the ball, boom, right? It was like the difference of how the two quarterbacks, being Dillon and Shedeur, handled pressure was night and day to me. Shedeur is retreat, 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 retreat. Dillon is step up. Even with a guy in his face, he's going to deliver the ball. And I don't know why the difference was so stark, or at least I do know why. I was not expecting the difference to be so stark. And so in seeing that, I just came to appreciate the fact Dillon's got more experience than just about any quarterback you could have drafted this year. Does he have the most experience of any quarterback?
Most college starts ever.
Right. And most college pass yards, is that a fact? I think it is.
He's got a couple of those records too, yeah. But the one that I think really matters for your argument is nobody started more collegiate games at quarterback in the history of the NCAA than Dillon Gabriel. 62 or 64. It's one of the numbers.
So, yes. So, while I will say that maybe Dillon Gabriel is a little more physically limited than you would like him to be, I saw the vision there. Like, I wasn't watching Cody Kessler out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't just have the accuracy stat thrown at me and be like, okay, well, will that work? Like, I saw a quarterback that looked comfortable, way more comfortable than the guy behind him. And that spoke loudly to me.
I don't really want to spend a lot of time on Shedeur because I think there has been enough both trying to bury him and try to prop him up to where I just want to say I think what I saw yesterday was a bad game. I don't think it defines Shedeur Sanders.
No.
I think literally all I saw was he's not close to being ready right now. That's what I saw.
And that's okay. Like the people that are –
it's fine. Let him develop. Let him grow. Because he's already grown. He's already grown since rookie camp.
He said it himself. Shedeur said it himself on Friday before the preseason game, or was Thursday. I don't care. That he knows he needs stuff. He is aware of the things he needs to work on, and he is going to be working on them. So if Shedeur's telling you that himself, I mean, who else do you need to hear it from?
And he's done everything right. He's putting in the work. He's progressing. Just let it happen, man. It's absurd, man. There's a want to everything has to be right now, and it's let it play out, man. The kid's talented. Water finds its level. If he just keeps working and minimizes his deficiencies over time, man, he'll be fine. Like I think it's a nothing burger, and people made it to this huge thing that I really don't even want to get into because it gets ugly. So the shit I'm being casted online, man.
Yeah.
But I'd want to do one thing that I normally don't do, and I'm gonna give Jacob flowers. In October, I get a phone call, middle of the day. He's like, "Hey, do you know who I think could run Kevin Stefanski's offense?" And I took at least 2 or 3 swings of guesses. I didn't land on Dillon Gabriel. He's like, Dillon Gabriel, dude is a point guard. Yeah. He could run Stefanski's system. And he that was October. This is before
the middle of a day.
Yeah, dude. I just like he had a eureka moment, and like I
had to tell somebody.
And I don't take victory laps in the preseason, and it doesn't mean anything for his future. But like the vision of what Jacob saw in October is the vision that we saw displayed yesterday. That's what Jacob thought he could do when he got here.
I don't think the Tua comp is lazy. I think it's accurate. Because I think Tua's got a better arm than some people consider. I think Tua's got better in the arm than some people claim. Because I also think Dillon has stronger arm than some people give him credit for.
He's got an arm that isn't indicative of his size. If you were just to look at his size, his arm is bigger than his frame.
When we got into at the beginning of the season with Dillon Gabriel, I was like, watching the Ohio State game and stuff, I was like, this dude's just too small. He doesn't have the arm. And then I start watching some other games as the season goes on, and I'm like, oh, that arm's plenty. Like, don't get me wrong, like the average depth of target was really low for him last year, and he does love those quick and intermediate routes, but like
but that's also Oregon's offense. So what did Bo Nix do? You know what I mean? Like it's
and it's what he's at his best, because Dillon always has the quick answers, right? Like he's always just like, oh, I got to go that way because of this and that, and and all those things like that. But yeah, and then he got those opportunities to throw the ball a little bit deeper, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. Because Kevin loves these guys that are going to own the short and intermediate, but also he wants a guy like Joe Flacco, like Baker Mayfield, that can throw a deep ball to throw some explosives in there every once in a while. He was next to no, I think Dewan was in there. Dewan was in there at least for a one drive.
No, just the picture though of them standing side by side would be.
Have you ever just seen him
staggering
next to Flacco? Because Flacco's like 6'1". Is Flacco 6'4", 6'5"? He's big.
6'5".
They're saying he's.
You see him next to Flacco. Actually, if you want to see one that makes him look small, watch the plays where Amani Marshall lined up next to him.
Well,
the running back, the big running back, because like he's bigger.
There were those. I don't know if you remember, but when they were just doing like silly preseason stuff, Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco were like taking pictures together. And the Browns like put them out there, and everybody reacted to how much bigger Flacco was than Gabriel.
That's right.
That was like the whole thing.
I forgot about that.
Maybe mentally they're just like two peas in a pod. I mean, obviously I'm not saying that Gabriel is as good mentally as Flacco, but like maybe they are similar mind. I could see that being the case.
Joe's a little bit more gunslingery.
That's true.
He's a little bit more.
That's true.
Fun part. Gabriel's dad was also a hell of a quarterback at Hawaii, throwing for 5,000 yards, as well as Dillon Gabriel was originally committed to Army West Point. Ooh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
I'll tell you what I think is lazy. No, Baker's more of a gunslinger too. Yeah.
I mean, Baker's got a bigger arm.
Right, Baker does. So no, I think Tua's more conservative with the ball. I feel Tua's like. I mean, maybe people see Baker because, like, stature-wise and offense-wise, I think it is similar, but I feel like it's more Tua than it is Baker.
Yeah.
No, Raul, we're not doing that. No, it's not a touchdown, Tommy Vardell.
Raul's really dedicated, and I appreciate him.
Well, we're seeing him and Eagle over here. They're taking us down memory lane of all the bad shit I'm seeing. Dwayne Bowe and Britt. You know what I mean? Like, guys,
nobody can hurt us more than our own.
I need the kind of activity in my life, boys. I'm just telling you.
Nobody can hurt us more than the Browns.
It's like I'm talking and just having a good time. I just look over and there's another one. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna go sign Cody tomorrow."
I have done
Jason Campbell.
The walk of shame from that stadium so many times, like questioning my entire life decision of why I'm a Browns fan. Ain't nobody in the comments that's gonna hurt me more than that. Those walk of shames, man.
No, I'll never forget when you were very upset with a T-shirt vendor.
Oh no!
Have I told you this story, Casey? You know
no.
So we're leaving a game. I actually don't know which game this one was. The other one where he's yelling about the offensive coordinator. I remember that game. But we were leaving this game, and I assume they lost because Nick was not in a good mood.
They did lose.
They would have had to have lost. And you know those guys, like everybody that's been to Browns games knows all the guys out there selling the T-shirts, whatever they say, you know. And one of them said, Nick fucking Chubb. And Nick was very upset that this guy was selling a shirt with the F word on it. And he said, I don't think that's very right. He's like, I understand, but it says fucking, man. It says fucking. And you just can't fucking sell that on the streets.
I just needed something, man. I needed something.
They put the F word in the sentence.
And they just do that. Little did I know, they do that every game all the time. Mm-hmm. That's just like a thing they do. I don't know. I was just sad. and needed something else to be mad about.
Oh, God.
What is the worst walk of shame you've had to do? What game was like the most depressing? We've all been there, right? In the chat, give it to me too. What game have you been to where you walked out and it was? Mine was a meaningless game in 2011 against the Rams, and it was like 12-13, and you're set up to kick a game-winning field goal with Phil Dawson, and I forget the long snapper, but he hit Alex Mack's leg, like the guard. Somehow he hit the leg, and the ball gets to Phil. The ball doesn't even get put up in like a hold. It's flat on the ground horizontal, and Dawson still kicks it. It goes nowhere, and it was like that was her first Browns game. It's the only one she's ever been to where they lost. She walked out and she's looking at me, and it was The Walking Dead. No one's saying a word. Everyone's got that 1,000-yard stare, just in disbelief that we just lost to the lowly Rams, 12-13, and one of the worst games you'll ever sit through.
I think that's bad. That is bad. I have two. Okay, can I tell you my runner-up too?
Mm-hmm.
Because this was my answer until I remembered a different game that I had blocked out of my head. My number 2 is DTR's first start, that 28-3 loss.
Ravens, yeah, week 4.
And that one was bad because my wife had bought, for our anniversary, had bought me 50-yard line seats. So I had awesome-ass seats, right? It's the greatest gift I've ever gotten. And and even though they lost that game like that, it was still just so much fun. I took my little brother, had never sat that close at a stadium. He'd only been in the Brown Stadium like twice, and I took him up there. We had a great day. It was an awesome present. But, man, they couldn't even give me one thing to cheer about while I was watching the actual game. Like, I still would go to that. I would do that all over again because I enjoyed myself so much. But the actual game was like, fuck. And I was at that game, Serge, and that is number 1. That is number 1. When the Browns were up on the Jets – you were there too, yes.
I was there.
The Browns were up 30, what was it? 30-17 because, of course, Cade York. Was it Cade York? Whoever the kicker was. I think it was Cade York. Had missed the extra point. And they had no timeouts, and Nick Chubb ran it in. It was a 2-score game, and the Jets score in less than 2 minutes twice with no timeouts, Joey Flacco. And I was tweeting because the Browns hadn't started 2-0 in a season since 1994. I even tweeted out, Nick Chubb says we're going to party like it's 1994, something like that, Yep. I put that thing out there. It was, oh, yeah. And the defense had a decent day, and I had put out a tweet before the collapse. I was like, man, this defense hasn't been perfect. They bent a lot today, but in the big moments, they came up. And then they fell apart, and everyone found that tweet because I didn't delete it. And yeah,
I was with Mike Cozy. Shout out Mike Cozy, love you. And we were pretty high up, but he loves those high up season tickets, and I came to love them too. So he had this like Bernie sign that he always brings, and we were hamming it up in the Muni lot since like 5 a.m. And if you remember that year, the expectations were really high, and we knew we had a nice early start to the season. So we're like, we could be 3-0. This is going to be awesome. Right? I know they were 1-0 at the time, but I was like looking ahead.
Yeah.
And Nick Chubb scores that touchdown. We're like high up. I'm like going up and down the stairs. I'm high-fiving. We're celebrating. Everything's amazing. You're
out of breath because you're running up and down stairs. It's like,
it's like 80, whatever. It was like a hot fall day. I'm just a wet mess, but I'm joyful, so it doesn't even matter. And me and Cozy go to take down his sign from the chain fence that's like behind the seats. And we turn around and take up the sign, and the crowd just groans. And I'm like, what could they possibly be upset about? And it was that kick return, right? Because I think they housed the kick return or some. No, it wasn't a kick return. Joe threw something along the right sideline that Garrett Wilson just housed.
Yeah, nobody it was like a broken coverage or something. I don't remember, but yeah.
I was turned around.
It was a very quick
victory.
touchdown.
So to make a long story short, because we all know how that ends, we walked back to his car in the Muni lot, and I just laid down in the garbage.
Corey Davis broken coverage and then an onside kick.
And then Garrett Wilson.
Cozy, thank God, won't let anyone see the light of day of that picture. But I laid among the trash in the Muni lot, and I just looked up at the sky, and I thought about my life and how I got here.
Picture. I will get that picture. You shouldn't have told me that picture. Why would you do that? You know me. Do you know what I was catching strays last week on All Eyes on Cleveland? Do you know about this, Nicholas?
No, what happened?
This was bullshit. All right.
Is it?
Casey,
Chat weigh in.
Yeah. Listen to this bullshit. Okay. So Casey and Brad are talking about Pickett's injury, and they're like, "Man, what happened? Did the hamstring get ripped off the bone? Like, what the hell, you know?" And Casey said, "Well, you were there, weren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was there." And he was like, "Man, how do I know you don't have something to do with it?" And Brad's like, "I don't got anything to do with it." He's like, "I swear I was there, but I didn't do it. I would never do that." And he's like, "I got an alibi. Jacob, he was there. He can corroborate." And you know what this motherfucker said? This guy, you know what that guy said? He said, "That doesn't corroborate. That just makes it worse. I believe you even less now."
Using Jacob as your alibi. Please. Anybody out there using Jacob as their alibi? Sound off.
I love it. Off.
Well, Brad's got it in for Kenny Pickett. We have shirts made over his small hands, big dreams. You know what I mean?
Now, Casey, to be real, at one point, Jacob and Brad, they went somewhere. I don't know where they went.
Hey, whoa, no.
You left me and Andy sitting there for a good while. You did. Andy will corroborate that story.
Well, he will, but we went over to say hi to Jake Burns. He was over on the other side of the bleachers.
I can't believe you're dragging Jake into this.
Rip Kenny Pickett's hamstring off.
We were talking. We were.
What a tangled web we weave.
Didn't see where you went.
Whatever. I'm just saying. Let's go around the horn. Let's talk about one more player that either disappointed you or you enjoyed. It's always funny. I'm always like, we're going to be able to get through everything we want to get through on this game. We don't. We're going to do this, and then I've got a minor announcement about the channel. So, Casey, let's start with you.
I mean, dude, Carson Schwarzenegger might even lead the league in tackles this year. Like, I know I said he's going to lead the team in tackles, and I said by the end of his rookie contract he'll lead the league. I might expedite this shit. My guy might be racking 15 a game, man. Like he's just going to be everywhere. Get used to it. It's what's happening. His jersey will be the highest selling jersey out of all these defenders this year. I think you're going to start to see a lot of Schwarzenegger around the stadium.
I'm waiting to see if the number changes, and I'm probably purchasing it.
And you wouldn't be wrong to do so, man. He's a dog. It was weird just from where it was because it was a WTF moment for most people during the draft when everybody was focused on offensive stuff. You've already got a defensive tackle in the first round, so the first pick in the second round, everyone's kind of like weapon, quarterback, all these things. Yeah. And then it's a linebacker, and it's a linebacker we loved, but we just didn't see it coming. But you wait, man. That dude is going to be a fan favorite for decades.
It's going to be very, very hard for him to win because, like, if Abdul Carter gets 12 sacks, he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But I agree with you, Bill. He will get votes. I do think so.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm going with the other half of this dynamic duo that's boring, and it's Mason Graham. I'll ask you this: is there less talked about Brown's first round pick in the last 10 years than Mason Graham? Because I don't know if there is.
Yeah, you're right.
He just has And granted, we all have high hopes for him, but it just feels like normally, like, for example, when the Browns draft Corey Coleman, right? Like, we're saying to ourselves, hey, this is our next dynamic wide receiver. We want to see some flash, some catches, some whatever. 2025. Okay, yeah, 10 years ago. That's bananas. But I just feel like Mason Graham got talked about one day, and it was because he puked on his first day of rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
Like, it's hot that day, and he's a big dude.
Good for him. But since then, man, all the looks are on Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and Quinshon Judkins and Harold Fannin and Dylan Sampson and whoever, right? But nobody talks about Mason Graham. Nobody talks about Mason Graham, and he looks the part, man. He's taking on double teams in his debut, and he just is stout and athletic and dynamic. I like what he's doing. I like what he's building. He doesn't even have to start. And I really like what we're seeing from Mason Graham. And this defensive line is whole.
Can you guys tell me, because I can, exactly where you were when Corey Coleman dropped that 0-16 pass?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I was in the MWR shack in Bagram, Afghanistan, on my break, watching the Armed Forces Network. AFN was actually streaming the game. They only stream like 2 games a week, and so I got to watch that. For me, it was after the new year though, so that because we were 8.5 hours ahead or 9.5 hours ahead. So when he dropped that, for me it was actually already 2018, and that was the first thing that happened for me in 2018 was him dropping that.
I was at Danbury Cinemas in Chillicothe, Ohio, in Theater 7 with me and just one other Browns fan, watching that on a 420-inch screen.
Can I do a trip? Wait, Nick, did you say your player?
Yeah, Mason Graham. But I want to tell you where I was. I was in Parma, Ohio, and man, I'll never forget that because there was a streak there where the Steelers would end our season on like the most embarrassing, awful note possible.
When their backups beat RG3.
People wonder why I hate the Steelers so much. They wonder why, and it's like because you don't know the pain that is week 17 when the closest team to you just kicks the ever living shit out of you. It just leaves you with the worst taste in your mouth imaginable for 6
months, whatever.
Right. Just constantly. Not once, not twice. It was probably 4 or 5 times that the Steelers played the Browns that last game, and they just knew they were going to win by like 40 points.
Chef, that's a tough break, brother.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's really fucking tough.
So I can't. Sorry. My condolences.
My paid player is Gage Larbadan. Gage Larbadan, anybody?
Hell yeah.
Can actually play wide receiver and can return kicks. Do not need to roster DeAndre Carter. Do not roster DeAndre Carter just to return, especially because you're going to roster 4 quarterbacks. Don't do that. It's bad. Don't do it. It's bad. Gage Larbadan. Now, to wrap this thing up, I know we're going a little over time. I'm sorry. I'll wrap this thing up. I got a trivia question. Are you ready for my trivia question?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, don't answer too quick in the chat. Let us get a chance here.
Yeah, Bill, we know you'll know. Where's my trivia question? Joe Flacco. So I'm going to ask for, there's 5 answers I'm looking for here.
5?
Joe Flacco. Okay. No, I'm sorry. 4. Joe Flacco is one of 3 players still active from the 2020 something, from the 2008 NFL draft. That same draft has already produced 2 head coaches. Can you name the 2 players, and can you name the 2 head coaches?
From the 2008 draft?
Yes, there are still 2 active players.
We're in the 2008 draft.
2008 draft, yes. 2 active players from 2008 draft and 2 NFL head coaches that were drafted in the 2008 draft. I know you can, Bill. Serge, you are not right on either of those answers. It is not someone named Cam.
Who's like the oldest player I can? It's probably a kicker, honestly. No, it's not a kicker.
I've got one on both sides of the ball.
One on both sides of the ball.
From 08.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rogers was already in the league.
Yep. Aaron Glenn is not the answer.
Before Aaron Rodgers.
He's older than that.
Cousins is also not the answer.
The Texans head coach.
No.
No. Am I drawing a blank on his name?
Don't look at Bill's answer.
I'm not doing it.
Bill, I will tell you this. You are right about the players, but not right about the coaches.
The coaches. Who's Kevin O'Connell?
Kevin O'Connell is one of the coaches.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But he's not the only quarterback on this list.
Damn.
There's a quarterback still playing from the 08 draft?
Sure is.
Sure, shit ain't Mark Sanchez.
God. 08?
Uh-huh. Oh, you're great.
No.
Hate me when I tell you.
Gotta be a rookie.
Dan Campbell.
No.
And
Is it Tyrod Taylor?
It is not Tyrod Taylor.
No.
Damn.
More obscure.
He's on a roster? Jesus.
He is on a roster right now. I don't know if he's got cut yet. He played yesterday. He has played for the Cleveland Browns.
If you act like that narrows it down at all.
He's also played for the most teams in NFL history.
So Josh Johnson?
It is Josh Johnson.
Damn.
All right, so who's the other head coach from that draft?
Other head coach. Is it LaFleur?
It is not. Do you want me to tell you if he's active or not?
You mean he's not a head coach currently, but he was a head coach already?
Uh-huh.
Oh, who's that Jaguars guy?
Nope.
No, not Jaguars. Okay.
Man,
Liam Cohen.
I'm really annoyed when people like fire coaches after 1 year.
Oh, Mayo, Gerard Mayo.
There you go. There you
wouldn't
go.
have said that. I thought that too, Freddie, but Andy Dalton was 2011. I thought that at first as well. It was one of the guys.
Calais Campbell, Josh Johnson are the two players that are still active.
Man,
And Kevin O'Connell and Gerard Mayo are the head coaches.
You know we're getting old when you players that you saw for their whole career are coaches now.
Well, can we should say it though? You just said Calais Campbell. Dude is still effective playing defensive line after that long.
He's enormous. He's not a small. Yeah,
but usually that breaks down on you. Usually you're too big and you just can't keep going. You know what I mean? Like there's, and one of the guesses was close. Cam Hayward, similar style player. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big, huge dude, just been doing this forever now. But Calais doesn't get the flowers he deserves.
He does not get the flowers he deserves.
Right. Okay. Before
hell of a question, Jacob. That was a hell of a question.
I'm trying to save these just to ask you guys. I actually saved that for last week's show and just forgot about it.
All good.
Jacob, you said you had a show announcement.
Yeah, man. So we did 2 videos this past week. I jumped on and gave an Isaiah Bond preview when he was signed, and we did a 53-man roster on Friday. Moving forward, we're going to try to get you 3 episodes a week. That is the plan as things happen. We'll have the live show. The live show is potentially moving times once the regular season comes. So I think we got at least one next week's show will still be on Sunday. We know for sure. And we'll have to discuss that and say where we may go with that. But the plan is somewhere between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. I'm going to try to get a couple episodes in. We'll try to get as many of us together as we can. I'm actually on day shift this week, so I can actually do live shows in the evening if we choose to do that. So maybe we'll give you something there. But we're just going to kind of jump on and talk about some things that we want to do. Just do some more shows. We're really enjoying it. We are joining. We do have a Discord. I'm going to put that in the link in the description below this video once it is done, so you can come back and check that out. If you want to download Discord and get in there and chat with us for free all day long, if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to say the views have been great lately. This honestly, I don't know this based off any evidence, but This might be our most commented show ever. We've had a ton of comments. Like, I could scroll up for a long time. So the fact that all of you guys are here means a lot to us. Yeah, and we love you, Bill. But just that, for us starting from scratch, bringing Casey into the family and having this trio here, and like for us to be able to be on the cusp.
So we got 2 new subs tonight, guys.
Hell yeah. For us to be on the cusp of growing, like this means a lot to all 3 of us because we love doing this. We love you. I couldn't ask for any more, man. So we lost track a long time ago, so I'm not going to give you a number. This has been almost the final episode of the Barking Browns show before another season begins. Nick, he's Casey. That's Jacob. Go Browns.
Boobs.